Hi, this is Kevin from Ohio, and you're listening to my favorite podcast from Newfoundland, The Roar.
Sono lieto di poter rievocare in poche parole le esperienze delle prime trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche a grandi distanze da me felicemente eseguite attraverso l'Oceano Atlantico il 12 dicembre 1901.
Holy snapping bra straps. It's a podcast.
Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours, Avalon Standard Time.
Hi, this is Peter Quinlin standing in front of Aaron's Pub on Water Street in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Hi, this is Tim and Lou from Lakeville, Minnesota.
Hey Jim, it's Sarah calling from Portland.
This is Jamie Stevens and Car 13 and Newfound Cabs.
Hi, this is Pamela Morgan.
Hi, this is Jim Fidler from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, and you are listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
The best radio in the whole wide world.
You're with the Roar.
Republic of Avalon Radio. You're with The Roar. I'm Jim Fidler. Welcome to episode 58 of The Roar. Roaring on into the future. From the past through the present. Hard to keep track of it all, isn't it, really? 58s and pasts and presents and dollar values and all these crazy things going on in the world all around us, or at least the world that we're led to believe is going on all around us. But so much for all of that stuff, kids. If you're brand new with us, a great big huge welcome aboard, and of course for all our steadies, good to have you still along. We have been hearing from some of you. We got a correspondence recently from Tom Peter in Buffalo, New York. A great big hello to you, Tom. And sorry for not getting back to your email any quicker, but I'm absolutely terrible with all such things. Who else have we heard from? We heard from Pat Leasck in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Pat is a self-described silent listener to The Roar, not having sent in any shout-outs or even emailed or anything before, but there is a pin on our Frappr map, and if you haven't checked that out, over on our website at republicofavalonradio.com, there is the Frappr map. You can click on the little button there and go check that out. So go stick a pin. The more pins the better, especially if you're listening somewhere where we may be quite underrepresented, such as, I don't think we have anyone from New Zealand has stuck a pin in yet. I think we have maybe one in Australia, I'm not sure. We have none from China. Don't think we have anybody in Russia has stuck a pin in there yet. And plenty of other places, so get on over there and stick a pin, as they say. And let everybody know that you exist. And it's a kind of a cool thing, really. When you have a look, you'll see the general idea, and it's pretty cool. That's one that's been floating around for quite a while. Frappr, F-R-A-P-P-R. What's with this whole thing lately where the fashion seems to be to leave a vowel out? Frappr and Flickr and all these kinds of things. I guess I'll have to start spelling my name F-I-D-L-R. Here's an idea for you. Yes, so in any case, as I said, summer is winding down, and of course fall is on its way in. And it's always sad to see the summer go by. Summers around here are so full of music and visitors, tourists, old friends we haven't seen in a while, people home from away, maybe who are going to school somewhere on the mainland of Canada or in America or wherever. People who have been away for quite a while and they come home for the summer with their families. So everything is all a hustle and a bustle around here in the summertime. And then when autumn sets in, it sort of backs off a little bit. And it starts getting cooler and the leaves start turning colors and all these kinds of things. So autumn in and of itself is not a bad thing, but the worst part about it that I can't shake is the feeling that winter is lurking somewhere not so far behind it. I can't help but think this way, folks. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and where there are rakes, there are shovels, perhaps is a way of putting it. So anyway, we got a great show for you this week. We're going to take you out on walkabout, which is something that you seem to enjoy, coming out with us, strolling through the streets of Old St. John's, seeing who or what we might run into. And we certainly enjoy doing it ourselves. Not something that we can do in the winter times here. As I've mentioned before in previous autumns, it's kind of a messy business trying to get around. So I just don't bother with it. I kind of get cabin bound for a period of time. So I'm not looking forward to that, but we can all look forward to this little stroll coming up in this episode. And hopefully we'll be able to get a couple more in for you before things get just too chilly to do so. Also, we have some great music for you this week. I had a chat with Canadian singer-songwriter Lindsay Ferguson, a past participant in Atlantic Fest, and we certainly hope a future one. She's just released her new CD. She had a CD launch here in St. John's, and another one coming up very, very soon in Quebec. So we'll talk about that and many other things. In the meantime, just a reminder to you folks that we have a website, republicofavalonradio.com. And shout-outs are more than welcome. If you want to record a little audio file, a little wave file, and send it in to us, just saying who you are, where you are, and tell everybody what they're listening to, and so on. You know the drill. You've heard the shout-outs on here before. Absolutely more than welcome. The more the merrier. And aside from that, everything is running fairly smoothly. We're going through some transition. I'm trying to get things set up to work in such a way that this whole process is more streamlined. I've been having a look at something called Wordpress. I don't know if anybody out there might have any tips to help me try to get through the mental block I seem to have at the moment. I just can't seem to, my feet are spinning around and around, and I can't seem to touch the ground on it. But I'm just trying to get things going in such a way that the whole process of updating the website, something that I can do myself and quite easily, say for example, from my email client. Just the ability to, say, take the show notes, for example, and send them as an email, and that will update the main page. That will take out the previous show notes and put in the new ones. So if anybody has any ideas about such things, that would be much appreciated. Aside from that, just a big hello to all you listening all over the place. And as I like to poke in every now and again, a great big hello to all of you way out there in the future. Way, way out there in the year 45 or whatever. Glad to have you aboard. Sorry we couldn't stay around and live long enough to meet any of you people, but such is life. Yes, alright, let's press on. Let's start things out a little bit different this week. Instead of doing, usually I think at this point we would probably go for the stroll and then do whatever we're doing afterward. We're going to mix it up a bit this week. We're going to start out with that little chat that I referred to earlier with Lindsay Ferguson. Here's a song from her brand spanking new CD, Sound, which she recorded somewhere up in Canada somewhere. So I couldn't play on it or do anything like that. That's My Alibi. And here is from that album entitled Sound. Here is the song, My Alibi. You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Deceive you, and I never truly say goodbye. But doing something different has always been an answer. There's always been an answer. My alibi. And I allow frustration, allow a moment's rest, but I won't resist temptation. If I've been leaving, here's the test. If I've been leaving, here's the test. Why can't we surrender to some other way? We'll surely come together on some other day. We won't be lost forever. Helped ease my mind, not just bigger and better. It's belief I've got to find. It's belief I've got to find. It's belief I gotta find. I'll journey this one lonesome. Dig the ditch to see the glow. Pacing forward, footsteps. Don't fail me now before the show. Don't fail me now before the show. Why can't you surrender to some other way? We'll surely come together on some other day. We won't be lost forever. Helped ease my mind, not just bigger and better. It's belief I've got to find. It's belief I've got to find. It's belief I gotta find.
Alrighty, well, here we are. That music you were just listening to was, of course, as I said before, by Lindsay Ferguson, who is with us here right now in the Root Cellar. And welcome to The Roar.
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Fidler.
It's our honor and pleasure. In fact, we just commenced work on a little thingy, one of the tracks from her new CD, and we're just going to get jiggy with it and have fun and do some different things with it. Mm-hmm. That's the nice thing about music. You see, there's anything you put on a CD is only a version.
That's right. Nothing is finished. Nothing is ever finished.
That's the nice bit. So tell me a little bit about how you got started with this recording project in the first place. You were singing, writing songs and all that stuff and playing, and what sort of got the notion in your head originally that I gotta make a CD?
I've always wanted to make a CD. Like my whole life, I've always wanted to have one, and I guess just timing and circumstance has prevented me from actually going the full Monty, let's say, on getting the CD produced, properly. I've done a couple of 7-song EPs, here, there, and everywhere, different studios that I just sort of threw together to take with me for merch when I was going on the road. And I'd been listening to some other CDs along the way that I really enjoyed, and I found out that they were all produced by the same person. And so I found out that he also lived, a mere half an hour drive away from me. And we started, I found myself meeting him, and seemed really nice, genuine guy, Dave Draves. And I said, well, maybe one day we can work together. And he said, anytime you want to come in. So we booked some time and started the album last August, and it's now this August. And so it's actually taken about a year, almost a full year, to have the CD from my head and heart into my hot little hands.
Well, I've seen so many CDs made in little time, and it's different, of course, because if you had some sort of combo, if you had 4 or 5 musicians and you guys had just rocked these songs out on tour for the last year, it would be a totally different thing. So
that's right, yeah.
I mean, you're starting from scratch, you're starting from nothing. What's being heard on this CD was built from scratch, wasn't it?
Pretty much. I had been in a band with the drummer and the bass player for a year and a half, 2 years, like on and off. We'd play shows and we'd rehearse. We'd try to rehearse once a week, but it was really hard to get our schedules together. In any case, the 3 of us had a knowledge about these songs, but they were quite empty without any other sounds. And so Dave, he plays all sorts of instruments and was gracious enough to lend his talent to the album. And I gave him free rein, whatever kind of things he heard, he could just do it. And so I actually took part in producing a little bit because I was there at the console and pressing the buttons and the stops, the records, the listening. It was kind of fun to have that position in the project as well.
Wow. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Because the song itself
it takes a life on its own, really, doesn't it? Like, I mean,
yeah.
you add one thing and then you can hear something else, and then you can hear something else, and it's just like, wow, you hear this whole orchestra in your head. And luckily, Dave and I were definitely on the same page. As he'd say, I hear I'd be like, a triangle, and he'd be like, yeah, a triangle. Let's put a triangle in. Like, it was bizarre. It was great.
Wow, and so you weren't hearing a square while he was hearing an octagon or anything?
That's right, yeah. We were always on the same page, except with one thing, and he did teach me afterwards, but I wanted to sing harmonies all over my CD, like on every song, all the time, and he was like, now Lindsay, don't sing over Lindsay.
No, that wasn't just his way of saying, now Lindsay, I've got 7 other projects going on.
No, he in particular doesn't like a lot of, he doesn't like too much of anything, like he's a less is more kind of a guy when it comes to, vocals, really, I think.
Okay.
Well, if I was giving her doing these crazy vocals at the end of a song, he'd be like, why don't you just, stick on one note at the end instead of going all, yeah, instead of doing that. It's just it's at the end of the song, so you don't have to go all over the place with it,
Yeah. Really, it really all depends, but that's the thing, when you have that relationship between these people doing this thing, then what you end up doing for that project and those versions turns out to be right.
I think so, yeah. It seems to have turned out to be right. I'm very happy with the album, I have to say.
Well, that's the most important thing. That's what I was asking her at first, trying to phrase the question in such a way that, is this way over the top, blow your mind more than what you expected, or is it kind of a good under the circumstances kind of thing? And of course you said, you're pleased with the record yourself.
Really, really pleased. I remember we'd be in the studio, and he'd have this great idea, and he put the song on the big back loudspeakers, and I just got butterflies. I was like, I can't believe my song is turning into this. It just sounds so good. I mean, I was such a kid, just such a little kid, eyes wide open, and at a candy store or something, you know. I mean, I know the songs or the CD so well now that I'm not as kiddish, you know, I'm not as innocent to it. But at the beginning, like when things started coming for each song, I was like, oh my god, the song's reinvented. I can't, that guitar lick right there, that makes it. Oh, thank you. It was great.
We're just sitting here on the couch in our living room with the R9 and just chatting here. So I don't have any notes in front of me or anything. What is track 4? Do you remember?
It's Living for the Moment, and it's a real sweet little song, really. You know, they're not too heavy, just soft and flowing.
Okay, well, not that the song won't tell folks, but tell us about the song. Maybe something about the song that's not in the song.
Well, there are falling stars and the sound of a lake lapping on the shore.
Uh-huh.
There is a campfire with marshmallows, and there is breeze, summer breeze, and it just smells great.
All right, well, I'm sure it's going to sound good as well. So here's the tune, Living for the Moment.
3, 4. We're sitting round the campfire and we're listening to the loons call. Yeah, we're sitting round the campfire. We're all watching for the stars to fall. And we're living for the moment, and we'll have another round just for bringing us together. Look what we found. We'll be singing for the summertime, and we're happy for the day. Yeah, and Sarah's got her stories. I wouldn't change a thing, no way. And we're living for the moment, and we'll have another round just for bringing us together. Look what we found. And if the rain comes in, and if the wind blows strong, we'll stick it out until the sun comes shining along. 'Cause we're sitting round the campfire and we're listening to the loons call. Yeah, we're sitting round the campfire. We're all watching for the stars to fall. Look what we found.
So that song there, now that's pretty laid back.
Yeah, it's really nice. Remember, like during, like sort of towards the end of the song when the harmonies kick in, Dave and I actually went into the studio and sang beside each other on a mic and sort of did the who's part and
Okay.
the oohs part, I should say.
Uh-huh.
And it was just, I'd never imagined that part. Like on the song at all, and he kind of went like, let's sing "Rain Comes In," like the harmonies or whatever. And afterwards, when we played that, and when it was all put together, all said and done, it just totally gave me shivers. It's my favorite part of the song.
Cool. Well, I think the whole song is my favorite part of the song. But,
Thank you.
Alrighty, so you started making this record. You had the drummer, you had the bass player. Dave started painting in some other colors and things like that. And were these songs that you had all completed before the project, or did a couple of songs during the project with the energy and that kind of symbiosis that was going on? Did you write any material during the making of the record?
Well, I wrote totally. I mean, I was writing material, but it never got onto the album. I did bring them. I must have brought about 6 or 7 songs in, saying, "Oh, Dave, we should put this on. We should put this on." He's like, "Well, okay, I'll listen to it," and he'd actually record it, like, you know, me doing it raw, and then I'd start getting frustrated because I get really antsy when I'm playing guitar and singing at the same time by myself. And he'd just be like, "All right, well, whatever, you know, we do have a pretty fairly, you know, a good catalog of songs for this album. You know, you don't need to go up into the 16, 17 length album. You know, we had 14, and but we only ended up using 13. So.
What was the one that got pushed off the cliff?
Well, it's one that won't get pushed off the cliff, like, out of my repertoire, but it was called Under Me, and it just didn't. I recorded that live from a concert on my last album, and it had a certain rawness to it, like with the band, and it was an outdoor concert, and it was the Blues Fest, actually, the Ottawa Blues Fest, and there was some real excitement in there, and it didn't have that excitement when we brought it into the studio. Like, it's a good song, and I like performing it live, but yeah, I just didn't like it that much.
It's interesting. Sometimes sometimes songs like that. That's when you start pulling out the guitar case and the drumsticks and things, and the
pizza box.
And the kazoos and all that kind of stuff. But
doesn't need it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think the album's a good length and a good spread of different material as well.
Well, thank you.
And before we move on to the next song and dance. I just want to ask you about the next song, actually, Song and Dance. That's kind of, I perceive it as being somewhat of a reaction to people kind of dancing around a little bit sometimes and not being sort of square up and eye to eye, and you're sort of taking the mickey a little bit?
Well, yeah, I guess so. That one in particular is very related to heartbreak, and in particular one person, and the story goes, that he was great and awesome and loving and caring, and then all of a sudden he just started doing the dance, and I started realizing, this is going wrong, and I was right, it went wrong. And then I started reflecting upon all the other wrong-filled relationships, and I came up to realizing that I've been through a lot of song and dances.
Never gonna set me free. I've been put down the drain and I'm going insane. I can't even eat no more. I'm a starfish dying on the shore. I got the music, I couldn't lose it, but I'm dying bit by bit by bit. I flip through the pages of my memory. What is it I see? Just you, just me, dancing to the rhythm, moving to the groove. Not a thing around us, not a thing to prove. Oh, you're the puppeteer and I'm on the string. I try to move but I can't do anything. You're the master of my emotion. Can't get away, can't even run. I'm in the middle of a tidal wave, and I'm praying for a sunshiny day. I got the music, I couldn't lose it. Dying bit by bit by bit. I flip through the pages of my memory. What is it I see? Just you, just me, dancing to the rhythm, moving to the groove. Not a lit me on fire and didn't think I'd get burned. Sorry to mistake you, I can't believe I still haven't learned. It's the same old story, same old song and dance. How could you mislead me? How could I have misread everything you showed to me and all the pretty things you said? It's the same old story, same old song and dance. Oh, this burning desire in me, never gonna set me free. I've been put down the drain and I'm going insane.
Hi, I'm Bob McDonald, the science guy from CBC's Quirks and Quarks, and you're listening to the Republic of Avalon Radio.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
Radio for lazy people who don't want to do nothing.
You're with the roar!
Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with the Roar. I'm Jim Fidler, and I'm still here talking with Lindsay Ferguson. That song was Song and Dance from her brand spanking new CD entitled Sound.
Mm-hmm. Sound. Sure, that's sound.
Yeah, that's a sound idea.
Yeah.
Fair play to you.
Fair play. Fair play to you.
Yeah, so I guess the thing is now, the CD, how new is it, and what's happened since the, you're in the studio, you're out of the studio, the record's finished, it's being pressed and all that. What's been happening since then?
Well, it was pretty a nail-biting experience because I had my CD release booked for a certain date at the Ship in St. John's.
Oh, you foolish fellow musicians that do such things.
I know, I had the CD release booked already before I had the CD in my hand. And the CD didn't actually arrive in my hand until, 4 hours before the CD release party started. So I was, I was going to go buy a book and get a nice marker and tell people to put their addresses in it and give me the money now and I'll send you a CD. And I hated that idea. Trust me. Yeah. And luckily it came too. And then I'm going to have another CD release party where I live in Wakefield. Mm-hmm. And it's a great venue. If anybody's listening who hasn't been to it and they're driving through Ottawa, they should definitely make the stop into Wakefield to the Black Sheep Inn. I think it's one of Canada's best venues. It's really great for musicians because people go there to listen to music. They don't go there to get loaded, Mm-hmm. And it's a great sit down, great atmosphere. There's big, huge windows. You can see the river flowing because it's right on the river, and it's really great. Black Sheep Inn. And so that's where I'm having my CD release party, my next one, on the mainland.
When is that going to be?
It's on the 30th of September. It's a Sunday afternoon 4:20 show. And 4:20. And every Sunday he has a 4:20 show. I like it because you can bring your kids, and most of my friends have kids and they love coming to see me play, and I love them. So
cool. And Wakefield, which for folks who don't quite know where that is, that's on the Quebec side, not far from Ottawa?
No, about 25-minute drive from Ottawa.
So anybody who's listening who might be in the area or you're looking for something to do, take a drive up to Wakefield and check that out. But the CD launch you just had, let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Well, one of my good friends came and recorded the whole show, and that was you, Jim Fidler.
Yes.
And I was really surprised. We listened to a few tracks today from the show, and they came out really well. I'm going to go through them and see if I can come up with a short, maybe an 8-song or something live at the Ship from St. John's. I think it'd be a really sweet project. Yeah, it was really fantastic.
It was a good turnout, and people were there. They were listening, and they were digging the tunes. Mm-hmm. And I have to insert this though. We sort of touched on it before, and then we got a little not sidetracked. We stayed on track. I was wanting to sidetrack it. Musicians, when you have a CD that you want to launch at some point in the near future, here's some advice. A, don't make your CD, when you're in the studio working on the CD, working on it, mixing it, doing whatever, laying down tracks, whatever you're doing, don't release it for, let's say you have some awards coming up and the deadline to get your CD in to qualify for the awards is September 30th, and it's like September 21st and you're in the studio. It's too much stress. This CD has to live with you. In fact, it's going to outlive you.
It can wait.
It can wait, yeah. And there's next year. You're better off finishing that album properly, doing a good job, biting the bullet. If you want to submit it for next year's awards, sit on it and don't release it. Sell it at a couple of shows and have the big splash later, whatever. But the most important thing that I was going to point out is the CD launch. Don't plan your CD launch. Go into the studio, make a record, mix it, have it mastered, give it the thumbs up, you're happy with it, send it off for pressing, and not until those boxes and boxes of CDs come back should you set a date for your launch.
You're right, because then you don't have to have that extra nervousness where you wake up at 5 in the morning to use the washroom and you can't fall back to sleep because you don't have your CDs yet.
I've been
we learn
there.
Our lessons, I guess, eh?
Yes, I've been there. That's the thing. So you've launched the CD here first, kind of right near the tip of the beginning of North America, and then you're going to take it out to Wakefield and launch it out there. And what aspirations do you have for this newborn little babe in swaddling clothing?
To the moon, Alice.
To the moon, Alice. I like it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's gone are the waitressing days. This CD is going to take me out of the serving industry, I believe. I hope. Please God.
Well, where can people, to help you with your change of job there, where can people go to, I guess, hear the music and purchase the CDs?
Well, I haven't quite got all that figured out yet. I'm going to do some online things like CD Baby and stuff like that. I have a friend who's in the computer genius category of my life, and he's got a whole bunch of ideas, things like, I don't know what the titles of them are, but if you just go to my website, I'm sure we'll have all the information up, in the next few weeks. And it's lindsayferguson.com, A-Y, Lindsay with an A.
Spell the whole thing, please.
LindsayFerguson, lindsayferguson.com. And you can also, right now, you can listen to some music online and see some music videos. If you go to MySpace, it's myspace.com/LindsayLive. So LindsayLive.
Yes, the spelling comes in handy sometimes because not just the S-A-Y, but not everybody knows how to spell Ferguson. Not everybody knows how to spell Fidler, believe it or not. Most people spell it Fidler. Yeah, Fidler. Only it's just 2 Ds. It's Fidler.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right.
One D.
And is it F-U-R-G-E-S-O-N or
it's
F-E-R?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Cool. Well, I guess for starters, we just went and had a whole big grub up. We just had a whole big bunch of fish and chips, and we've just been hanging out and laying down a vocal track. And at some future point, folks, I'll play you the finished result after I kind of monkey about with it and have my share of fun with it. But in the meantime, I just want to thank you for coming in. Wish you all the best with the CD and everything else, and hope that it doesn't take you too long to get back to us again.
It's never going to be too long. I love it here, and so I'll be back soon. And thank you.
Alrighty, well, you're very welcome. And the last track we're going to go out with, just tell us a little bit about that, and we'll just spin the music. And again, folks, drop over to lindsayferguson.com and check out her progress and buy her CD and tell her that you heard about it here on The Roar. And tell us a little bit about the song we're going out with.
Breakthrough. It's a golden oldie, actually. It's been on both of my other 7-song EPs, and this is the third studio, and it just seemed to have come together the way I wanted it from the beginning. It's sort of a song about a woman who is torn, do I stay or do I go, sort of, and do I have a breakthrough or do I just, do I have a breakthrough or do I just continue on in the up, down, up, down, up, down relationship, So we've all been through those, and that's what it is. And in the end, she has a breakthrough.
As opposed to a breakdown.
That's right. She breaks through.
A breakup and a breakthrough?
Yeah, both.
Alrighty. Well, thanks again, Lindsay. And folks, here is from her new album, Sound, Lindsay Ferguson, and the song is Breakthrough. You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Fun with you, and I'll be true to you, and I'll play with you, and I'll rest with you, and I'll be warm with you, and I'll come with you, and I'll love you, but I'll hate you too. What I'm gonna do now, where I'm gonna run to, where I am gonna go, what am I gonna see? What you're gonna show me, are you gonna come through, will you have a breakthrough? What am I gonna see? And you'll run me, and you'll have fun with me, and you'll be true to me, and you'll play with me, and you'll rest with me, and you'll be warm with me, and you'll come with me, and you'll love me, but you'll hate me too. What I'm gonna do now, where I'm gonna run to, where I am gonna go, what am I gonna see? What you're gonna show me, are you gonna come through, will you have a breakthrough? What am I gonna see? Will you have a breakthrough? What am I gonna see? And what I knew then is not what I know now. And what is true is that I need to get away from you. I'll run from you, that's when you'll run to me. And when I turn to you, you'll run away from me. And when I say goodbye, it won't be a lie. No, not this time. What I'm gonna do now, where I'm gonna run to, where I'm gonna go, what am I gonna see? What you gonna show me? Are you gonna come through? Will you have a breakthrough? What am I gonna see? Oh, will you have a breakthrough? What am I gonna see? Oh, will I have that breakthrough?
Hi, this is Renata from Brooklyn, New York, and you're listening to the Republic of Avalon Radio.com.
And girls just wanna have fun.
Oh yeah, we do. We totally do. All we want is to have fun in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Hi, this is Indra. I'm from Barbados, and I'm listening to Republic of Avalon Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, this is Eddie Grant, and you're listening to the Republic of Avalon Radio. Take your time.
Give me hope, Joanna, give me hope, Joanna, give me hope, Joanna, for the morning come. Give me hope, Joanna, give me hope, Joanna, hope before the morning come. Republic of Avalon Radio.
Either you're with us or you are with the terrorists.
You're with the roar!
Republic of Avalon Radio. You are with the roar, and Lillian's with the roar.
Hello.
She's with the roar. And you're with the roar. And we are walking.
Walking.
And talking.
And talking.
Does that make us walkie-talkies?
I guess it does.
Yes. So, what was the thing about the date? You wanted to know what date it was.
Yeah.
And I said, well, for me it's you, and for you it's me.
Right.
Yes.
It's actually the 20th of September. It's my mom's birthday.
It's sexually the what?
It's the 20th of September. Did I say December? I don't know. What did I say?
God only knows.
I'm just a little bit tired.
Yeah, we've had a little ting.
How come I can hear strange noises when I speak into this? It's bizarre.
Like what?
It's like I have headphones on.
Maybe you do.
I don't. It's very weird.
Maybe you're hearing my headphones.
No.
Look.
Hang on. Oh, I guess maybe I am.
Yes, you're hearing my headphones.
It's very strange sounding.
Yes, folks. So, whatever the date is, it's a nice warm night here in the Republic of Avalon, and you can hear the wind in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear the wind in the trees. And of course, us walking. Listen to this.
Walking down the street in the nighttime.
On our feet. Yes. Let's watch out for the cars while we're at it. Yeah, so folks, important notice to all owners of the Ethereal R-09er. Bad news, folks. Well, to some of you, and maybe not to some of you. For those of you who have the Ethereal R9, and you've noticed something that seems kind of innocuous, you know? Maybe you're like me. Maybe you thought, well, this is no reason to send the machine back. The plastic on the right-hand side, where the up and down levels are for the headphones. And what else is over there? Some other kind of little thingy too. The headphone jack is on that side. And what's down on the bottom? There's something down on the bottom. What is it? I have to see. Hold on. Yes, the hold switch. If you have noticed a bulging of the plastic on that side and thought to yourself, well, what a drag this is. What a nice machine, but what a drag that the plastic seems to be warping on the right side. And then you think to yourself, well, that's no harm. That won't affect anything. Potentially bad news, because we've just had a little experience. It seems that the bits of plastic on the sides aren't just sort of facing. I thought they were facing, you know. The switches were all in place. The buttons and switches on the sides. And then this was just a nice little sort of facing, just for looks and to have the little bit of writing that tells you what the switches are and what they're doing and stuff. That's what I thought that those strips of plastic were on the sides, but due to, I don't know if you guys can hear this, listen. Okay, I'm shaking the machine. when I shake the machine, I can hear things moving. That's never a good sign. And the machine did not sustain any kind of a drop or anything. It was a gradual thing. These strips of plastic on the sides of the machine, and I have to apologize for those of you who don't have these machines, these Edirol R9s, because it might not be very interesting, but it may be, because we all buy consumer electronics and so on, and so we're all pretty much in the same boat. Everyone buys cell phones and Walkmans and recorders and iPods and all these things, iRivers. In any case, these plastic strips on the sides actually play a part in holding the darn thing together. Yes, believe it or not. These plastic strips on the sides aren't just plastic strips with a little bit of writing on them, whatever, that you can imagine. Well, hey, what the heck? Who cares if that bit of plastic over there is warping? That's not going to affect the overall machine. Well, guess what? It does. And after your machine gets warped, the plastic warps so bad, it doesn't hold the machine together properly anymore. In fact, the buttons on the right-hand side, the up and down volume for the headphones and the hold switch, in effect, those are pretty much being held in place. There goes the bus. Those are being, in effect, held in place by this little strip of plastic. The buttons themselves just lie there. And the strip of plastic has little tiny extenders on each side of it that snap in underneath the casing, which I don't necessarily think is such a great design. There's nothing holding those switches on. They just lay there. And then the little strip of plastic goes on over it and holds it in place. Now, of course, the problem that some of you have started to notice is that this plastic starts to warp after a while. In fact, I don't think it took too long a while. Now, we don't live in an extreme climate here. That's the thing. We've not taken this machine out, on skidooing expeditions, and we don't get kind of 100-degree temperatures in the summertime. So this machine has been very consistently subjected to, and of course we don't go out walking around in the winter with it. That's another thing. Which even if we did, it doesn't get far off of freezing here anyway. But these are made to be portable machines. I don't think they're just made for people who live in Sri Lanka or something, where it's roughly 70 degrees all year round. That being said, this machine has been very well taken care of, always put in a protected case, never dropped. But as I said, I noticed the plastic warping on the side when I still had a warranty. And I'm busy using the machine all the time, and I thought to myself, what am I supposed to do? Send this away to God knows where because of a little bit of plastic warping on the side. Because, the machine was working fine. Electronically, you'd think, okay, whatever. Hey, what the heck, it's a little cosmetic thing, a little bit of warped plastic on the side. But I got to tell you now, this machine, I got this well before anybody else. I really lucked in. When they first came out with these machines, I got a line on one before anybody else I know. And I knew a lot of people who had heard about when it was coming out and tried to place orders, and some people placed orders and they had to wait and wait. Somehow, I lucked in on a connection that got me one really fast. It was like one of the first ones that shipped. And I actually got mine before anybody I know received theirs. So, not saying I'm the first one in the world to have ever had one. I was certainly pretty close to it. And I tell you that only to illustrate that however long my machine has had for that plastic to warp, mine's been warping a bit longer than yours, whoever you are listening. So I would strongly consider at this point, whether it's under warranty or not, I would strongly consider maybe we should do this together. Okay, this is the way we'll do this. I have a good contact at Roland. He's a really good guy, and he'll help me out any way he can. But if I can help other people out at the same time, then I think that would be better. So if you have an Eterol R09, and you have noticed that the plastic, especially on the right-hand side, where the headphones plug in and the up and down volume for the headphones on the hold switch are, is warped, don't just let it go, because it's going to bite you. Mine is well beyond its warranty, and quite likely so is yours. But this is a design flaw, folks. And not the kind of design flaw that you would think of using your warranty for. It's some kind of plastic material that they chose that for some reason expanded over time. As I said, under the very unharsh conditions here, it warped. And I've spoken to other users, and they've said the same thing. Send us an email to republicofavalonradio@gmail.com, or just go to the website, republicofavalonradio.com, and go to the contact thing, click on the link, and send me an email just with the subject, let's see, R09 problem or R09 flaw. And I'll collect your names and I'll contact my friend at Roland and see what can be done about this. See if there's some way that we could all send our machines in, and they're going to fix this and replace the stripping and correct whatever damage might have been done from that thing being warped and us, using our buttons, and because it's pretty delicate stuff. Those little switches, that little hold switch, the mechanism, and the up and down volume. We've seen, because mine finally came away and we could see underneath, and those buttons just fall right off.
Not only that, but I think you could probably get dirt in there too.
You could probably get dirt and dust and all kinds of things in there. That's right. So send us an email with the subject R09 flaw or R09 whatever problem, and I'll contact my friend at Roland and see if somehow we can get our machines brought back up to what we expected them to be. Of course, they can't take whatever other wear and tear. If you've scratched your display, that's your problem, pretty much. Same here. But this shouldn't be. This is a design flaw that's going to cost them nothing. It's a little bit of plastic, and I'm sure they're aware of it. Quite surprised that they didn't do some kind of a recall or make it known that anybody who has one of these machines with the warping to send the machine back, and the flawed bits would be replaced. But let's try to make an appeal, and maybe this guy that I know, who I've known at Roland for years and years, he's never let me down once. Now, maybe there's something he can do about this and maybe not, but let's give it a go. So send me in the email, and let's see if we can get some class action post-warranty assistance from Roland. And I've had nothing but good to report from Roland for a long, long time. Been using Roland equipment for how long?
Oh God. How long?
Decades.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we are. Sorry for carrying on so long about that, but when you have a machine like this rattling around and falling apart in your hand, just when you're setting out to go on a little walk and talk about a bunch of other things, it's a little bit disconcerting. So anyway, so much for that.
Yeah.
What else is happening? What's shaking, baby?
It's very disconcerting listening to myself. My ears are buzzing when I'm listening to myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's that buzz? What that buzz?
I don't know.
Okay.
So anyway, we're a bit late walking down tonight because we started out and then we had to go back to the house and spend about an hour
fooling around and having a look. Sorry about that. Having a look at the machine and all that. Yeah, trying to get those little pieces that fell out. The little bits of plastic. It came away, and then the buttons fell out, and so we had to kind of pull the little strip away and try to hold the buttons back in place and get the strip to snap back on. And of course, it's all warped, so it's not at all staying together the way it should. In fact, it's warped on the left side as well, down around where you plug the adapter in. That bit is warped too. But above that, over on the left side, above that looks perfect. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, so what else has been happening aside from our 9 time?
Well, we've gotten a bit of summer here the last few days.
Yeah, we had a sort of a season thing there for a while.
Then it got cold.
As it always does. I wouldn't say cold.
Cool.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep. Uh-huh.
What?
Summer is drawing to a close.
Yes, it is. It's September 20th.
Alas.
As I said before.
You're supposed to say a lad.
A what?
I said alas, so you're supposed to say a lad.
A lad.
Is this the underpass?
We just went under the overpass.
I see. And the people up above are going over the underpass?
Yes.
Why does this have this vertical favoritism going on?
I don't know.
Because I think the thing just passes. Now the people either go under or over it, I think.
True.
Maybe it's just me.
The pass.
Pardon?
You should just call it the pass, I guess.
The pass, yes. Yes, the passage.
Yes, so today is my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday to Mom.
Birthday, Winnie.
I won't sing the song as to avoid lawsuit from, it's Time Warner owns that song or something.
That's right.
Great. But I can sing Happy Birthday to you. I can do that. Happy
birthday.
Happy
birthday
to you.
To you.
Not to be confused with the other one that says the same words. Darling Winnie. No deer involved.
Winifred.
Bambi. Yes, buy a ticket, Winifred.
Okay.
Spin the wheel, win a Bonnie. Yes. I always found Wilma just hot.
You did?
She was hot.
I thought Fred was, well, actually, I like Barney.
You like Barney?
I like Barney.
What does that say about me?
He's so goofy.
Oh, okay, Fred. Anyway. Mel Blanc I ain't.
You have your moments.
I have my moments, yes.
What's up, Doc?
Oh, not very good. Sorry. Yes. Big Mel Blanc fan, though. Yes.
I love Bugs Bunny.
But as he was Mel, I am shooting blanks.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny was classic.
Bugs Bunny was classic.
Yep. Best kind of cartoons, I think.
They was very good.
Yes.
I was rather fond of them myself.
Yeah. Very clever.
Very, very clever. Not necessarily made for chillins.
Not necessarily.
No.
But lots of chillins watched it.
Plenty chillins. I was a chillin when I was chillin watching it.
Me too.
Yeah.
What was your favorite character on Bugs Bunny?
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
He used to dress up in a bunny suit and go around chomping on carrots and stuff.
He was kind of evil, wasn't he, really?
No,
Not
he
evil,
well.
just like kind of, what do you call that? Kind of,
Well, ornery.
Yeah, impish sort of.
We'd say, my grandmother would say, you know, growing up, anybody would say someone like, got the devil in him.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Exactly, definitely.
Not to say at all, folks, now that he was satanic or anything like that. Yeah. I don't think he was, you know, he was chewing a carrot and saying, "What's up, Doc?" He wasn't going around giving everyone strange handshakes and stuff.
A lot of the characters were like that, though. Even Granny had her, like, kind of...
Granny?
Remember Granny?
Oh, yes, with the...
Yeah, with the Tweety.
With the Tweety, yes.
She was kind of funny.
Uh-huh. She was, yeah. I wasn't all that fond of that character, really.
No, it was pretty low-key character.
Yeah. I liked
Tweety was cool, though.
Tweety was, yeah, he was, you know, when you think about it, he was kind of like a Bugs on the defense, a wee Bugs on the defense.
For sure, definitely the same sort of kind of thing we're talking about, like, had the devil in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I liked Yosemite Sam, too.
Yeah.
Or Yosemite Sam, whatever his name was.
Yeah, he was kind of not too bright, exactly.
Open the drawbridge! Open the drawbridge! Close it, close it, close it! That was one of my favorite lines.
Who else was there? What about that little guy?
Sylvester.
So, not him, but he was interesting. Yeah, he was a great character.
Yeah.
What kind of personality would you call that?
A very kind of cat-like
personality
when you think about it, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Now, that's something we have to talk about. Now, we have migrated from one topic to the other. We haven't had time to talk about this yet, but, folks, there is this wonderful thing that we have checked out, and we're still enjoying it. And that would be a production from the UK, television series called Red Dwarf. And if you haven't seen it, I don't know where it might be available to you, but go look for it. Red Dwarf. And it's brilliant, you know. It's funny because neither myself nor Lillian are kind of great huge TV heads. In fact, we don't even have a television in the house connected to cables or satellites, and we don't even watch the couple of channels that come in through the air. We don't watch television at all. Imagine that, folks. No television.
You won't see us in front of A&E.
No. None of us on A&E. But you see me on television sometimes, especially around here, every now and again. But that's when I'm inside of it. I only get inside of it. I don't sit in front of it.
You get inside the box.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but most of the time I like to think outside the box.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, this Red Dwarf, in case you don't know what it is, the premise... Let's see, how can I simplify this? Okay, we have this ship that goes out into space. In case you've heard that story before, so far. Here's where it gets a little different, though. there was a guy on board called Lister, Dave Lister, and he had brought a cat on board, or some people say he broughtened a cat on board, and he got found out and was given the choice either to turn the cat in, or they would have to put him in stasis for the duration of the voyage. And the voyage was supposed to be, 18 months, something like that. So he wouldn't turn the cat in because he knew that they told him basically they were going to dissect him and all kinds of stuff. And they figured it was dangerous having a cat on board because the cat might start chewing on cables and things like that. So he said, okay, put me in stasis, which, for in case anyone doesn't know, if you're not a big science fiction buff, maybe you're not familiar with the term stasis, but suspended animation, kind of frozen in time. So he wouldn't even have aged during those 18 months. The stasis chamber is outside of the timeline. There is no time within the chamber. So he gets into the chamber. Of course, they still haven't found the cat. And his nemesis on board, this fella called Rimmer, makes a mistake, which results in catastrophe. And there's an explosion and a huge radiation leak. And all of the crew are killed. Dead. So now the ship is soaring along through space. Everybody's dead. Except for the cat, which is protected down in the hold, protected from the main part of the ship that was flooded with radiation, supposedly. And, of course, Lister, who's isolated in the stasis chamber. So, the onboard computer figures, well, what'll I do about this? And he waits until the radiation dissipates enough. And while the radiation is dissipating, he creates a hologram of this Rimmer guy, because according to the records, Lister spent more time talking to him than any of the rest of the crew. Not because they were great buddies, but to put it mildly. And so he creates a hologram of Rimmer, and after the radiation dissipates, which takes 3 million years, he lets Lister out of the stasis chamber, after which he pronounces, "What? You just put me in. What's going on?" And then he has to be told that everybody on board is dead, and it's just him, and Rimmer's not really alive, he's just a hologram. And after 3 million years, the pregnant cat, I forgot to mention that his cat was pregnant, the pregnant cat down in the hold had procreated and reproduced and evolved into a very human-like creature, just as supposedly humans evolved from apes. Well, this creature that's there after Lister comes out is actually the product of 3 million years of cat evolution. So we have the onboard computer, we have the hologram of Rimmer, we have Lister, and we have the cat. And their wonderful adventures that ensue after that. It's called Red Dwarf. If the plot sounds zany, the show is even more so. It's not at all serious science fiction, and it doesn't try to be. It's, I guess it's, if you liked sort of, it has flavors. You say Doctor Who because it's a little bit on the fringe and it's a British production. I remember listening to the BBC radio production of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's kind of in the zone with that. I'd say it's more like that than anything else, really. and it has a live studio audience. I think they shoot it and then they show it to a live audience and record the real applause and laughter and so on from the live audiences. So that's kind of cool too. So check it out, Red Dwarf. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yes. She likes the cat.
I like the cat. The cat goes around with a spray bottle, spraying things and saying, "This is mine. This is mine."
Yeah, that's mine, and that's mine, and that's mine. Yeah.
It's very cool. Cool cat.
He's cool for cats. He's cool for cats.
And he dances. He's a very good dancer.
He's a good danseur. Monsieur le chat. Yep.
For sure.
Yeah. So I guess we's almost there.
We's almost there.
Report our location, please.
We just past Atlantic Place and we're nearing junctions, and once we're past that, then we're on the home stretch to Erin's.
The Erin stretch.
The Erin stretch.
The home stretch is long behind us.
That's true.
Correct, please.
Oh, there's spillage on the sidewalk.
Human spillage?
I don't know what kind of spillage it was.
Let's hope it's not human.
I hope so too.
Yes, I hate it when humans spill.
Yes, when they leak.
Or spill or anything, yeah. Or blow up.
Yeah,
I hate that too.
Definitely not good.
No. Spontaneous combustion sucks.
Suffering succotash.
Suffering. Yes. Spontaneous succotash. All right then. Well, that would be about it for this time. We don't know how many more of these walks we'll have for this season, but we figured we'd force one in. Even though we got completely sidetracked, we ended up delayed at the house quite a while with this R9 thing. So, apologies for our prattle at the beginning in regards to this bit of technology that might not interest too many people.
It's important prattle.
Yeah, well, for fellow R9 users, as well as Roar listeners, the R9 is an important factor in the show, because if we didn't have the R9, we wouldn't be recording. If we couldn't snap this back together tonight, we wouldn't be here talking to you now. So, here are the lads. Billy, Barbie, Gillian, Graham.
Graham, nice to meet you.
All kinds. All kinds of folks.
Thanks very much. It's nice to see you, Jim.
Hey, what's going on?
Put down the microphone. Shake my hand.
You're on the Roar. Put down the.
I'm on the Roar?
You're on the Roar.
Oh,
man.
hello, listeners. I just got back from Avalon, where it snowed 5 times already.
I
had some polar bear soup, though. I've been having many adventures, Jim.
Really?
But it is wonderful to be back.
Wow.
And I'd like to say hello to all the listeners on the Republic of Avalon radio.
We were just telling them all about Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf, I know. Oh, that was where the cat fucking evolved, yeah. I saw that show, used to be on PBS.
Yeah.
It was alright, yeah. I never got into it with some people love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was more of a Are You Being Served man myself.
Okay.
Faulty Towers.
Yep.
That kind of stuff, right?
I found it changed after the first 2 seasons, and after it changed.
I never watched it enough to pick up any differences, really. I just catch one here and there, you know?
Yeah.
But it was good, it was interesting, you know? Like, here's this cat who's now a person.
Yeah.
And the robot, too, with the big H on his forehead, that was that, wasn't it?
The hologram.
Yeah, he's a hologram. Right?
Holly.
Yeah. So, you know.
Oh, you sure? I'll figure I might have a look at that tomorrow.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you're back for goodies?
I'm back for 4 days.
Oh.
I got a conference in Ottawa, so I took a ninja mission to St. John's. Quick fix till I get home for Christmas.
Nice. Well, we'll be sharing a bit of the gargle now to once, I figure.
I've been doing it all day, Jim.
All right, folks. Well, that's it for now. I'm going
tuned.
to go in and say hello to my friend Trevor, and we'll catch you on the other side.
It's only just getting good.
We're just warming up.
It's only just getting going.
Catch you later.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by RADIO.
Well, all right, folks, the ride that we refer to affectionately as Republic of Avalon Radio has come to a close yet again. Glad to have you along. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be coming at some point in that aforementioned future. In the meantime, drop over to the website, click on the PayPal button. Help us, please. Our hard drives are failing. We have no hard drive space. We need your help. Please, please, please. Buy my CDs, jimfidler.com. Go, do it. You won't regret it. All right, seriously, folks. Thanks for listening. And from Lillian and myself, take care of each other, and we'll catch you next time right here on Republic of Avalon Radio. Root Cellar production.